Hi guys, we are going to see the form builder plugin of Fedena today. So we can go to collaboration and forms. And forms would be like surveys that you want to publish, or they can be audits, or they can be public forms. So again, that comes under surveys, private forms, so for a group of people, or feedback forms. So these are all the options that you will get while creating forms in Fedena. Now we'll see, first we have to create a form template. So creating a form template would mean you want to add questions to it. What kind of questions do you want? Is it a checkbox based? Is it drop down radio buttons? So should the user be able to enter a descriptive answer for that, or should he be able to select? So all that has to be set here. For example, let me create a form for this. So this is a general template that we are creating. When we use this template, we can define whether it is a public form or a private form or a feedback form. So let me create some questions in this. So you have to drag and drop what field do you want, and then you have to click on settings. And then you can make that field mandatory. It means the user will have to enter the answer for it. And then you can here give a label, like let's say, which is a question. So I already have a few questions. I'm going to paste that. So let's say this is the question. And then the user will be able to write the answer. So we can have another one like here. We can go back to fields. And let's say now I want a drop down or a radio button. Let's say radio button. So we are going to drag it like this. When I click on this, it is going to open settings automatically. Again, you can make it mandatory. And then next question. So let me say this is the question. So here we can give that question. If you want to give any description, you can give. So it will be appearing like this. And then you can give the options. So let's say there are 2 options or more. You can add the options from here. You can assign weightages to these options. Weightages would be required in case of the feedback forms where you can take the analysis. Which option is given how many weightage, or which option was marked more by a number of people. So in that case, weightages would be required. So let me give a weightage like 90 and 10. It would mean this 90 is more in priority than 10. So a bigger number, more weightage. Smaller number, less weightage. So let me add one more question. So we have to go to fields. We have to drag and drop what do we want. So let's say in this case, I want as per my question. So let's say I want a checkbox. So again, I have to click on this. So it will appear and I can enter my question. So here. And I can give a description if I want to. And again, I can give some weightages. And so on. And I can give weight to these weightages. So smaller number would denote less weightage. Bigger number would denote more weightage. So let me make this also as a, if you want to edit one of the questions, you can either cross it from here and then make the question again. So let me create a question like I want to give options. So I'll make a drop down. And here I can click on this so that settings will open and I can select the question. And here I can give option. And I can assign weightages. So now after I've done this, I can either use this template or I can save it and use it later. So use would also save the template, but here it will give you another form where you can publish the form. So let me save this template and then use it. So this is a template that I've created. and I can even edit it later on. So let me use this template so that I can make it available for the users. So I can go to form templates from here, and you will see that template that I just created is coming here, and I can use it. Now I can use this template as a public form or a private form or a feedback form. So let me first show you public form. So let me give a name like for a particular month. And here let me say it's public. It means it will be available for all the users in Fedena. Editable, if you tick, it would mean once the response is submitted by some user, he will be able to edit that response. Multiple submit would mean he will be able to submit many forms for the same survey. So let me not select this multiple submit, but let me make this editable available. So once I've published this, it will be available for the user. So I'm going to log out and log in as one of the users. And he'll go to a collaboration and forms. He'll be able to view in the forms. So this is the form, and he can mark the answer. So he can mark these options here. Let me mark some answers, and he can submit it. Since I've ticked editable for this form, which is enabled, I can even edit this form after I've submitted it. So we'll see that. So you can see this option will be coming here where he can view the responses and he can edit his own response. So he'll be able to change the option if he wants to. So in the same way, other users, since it is public, it will be available for all the employees and all the students. And I can even see the results as an admin. So I can go to collaboration, forms, and form templates. And when I click on it, I can view the published forms for it. And when I click on it, I'll be able to see the responses. For a particular field as well, I'll be able to see matching criteria, exact phrase or any words. So you can even find it for a particular column. So this will help you analyze the public forms. Then let me create a private form using the same template. So I'm going to go to form templates and click on use. And here I have to select private to be able to create private form. I'll give a form name. So let's say we can create it for Feb. And since it is private, it is asking for the department. So it is asking what all employees should be able to view it and what all students should be able to view it. So that can be selected. And then should it include the parents of the student as well? That can also be selected. And again, editable or multi-submit. So once this is done, let me log in as one of the users. Let me see the ID. So this is a student. So I'm going to log in as the student. And you can go to collaboration, forms, and under forms, he'll be able to view this form and he can submit the answers for it. He can view the responses as well. He can edit his own response. So private form is dependent on who you select. they all will be able to submit that form. Then the third type is feedback form. So let me use the same one, and I can tick on this feedback form option here. Now this feedback form can either be public, it means for all the users, or private. So I need to select the people. So let me give a form name. Let's say and is it for selected people? When you click selected people, it means is it targeting to a specific person? So this option should be selected in case you are having a feedback for a particular teacher or a particular employee. For example, you want to take feedback for mathematics teacher. In that case, you can select this feedback for selected people, and you can select mathematics, and you can select the employee for which you want the students to be able to give feedback. And here you will select the students who should be able to give feedback for that employee. So what this means is, that this is the person who is targeted, for whom the feedback is meant, and these are the students who are going to give the feedback for this person. This person will not be able to see the responses, only admin can see the responses. But students will be able to see the target. They will be able to see who all are they giving feedback for. So they'll get a drop down, they'll be able to select the people and give the feedback. And again, it can be for student or parent or both of them. So this is the case when you have like, let me say there's a separate, let's say feedback for mathematics for a particular course. So in this case, this is how the situation will look like in case there are two teachers who are teaching mathematics in G1A 2014, and these are the students of that batch who can give the feedback. So once this is published, the students will be getting the form, and they'll have to select a target. So let me show you another form and how it looks for the student. So for example, this is the feedback form that I've created, and let me see for who all I have created that. So let's say I can use it, and let me create it. It's a feedback form. It is for a particular target. So let's say mathematics for this employee and this employee, and who all should be able to give. Let's say this is the set of students who should be able to give, and only students should be enabled to give. So now let me log in as one of the students. And I'll be going to collaboration and forms, and so here you'll be getting this option, and here both the targets are appearing. So I have to select for which target do I want to give and what is the feedback. So similarly, I can give it for this target. You can view the responses here. And as an admin, I'll be able to analyze the feedback as well. So let me go to collaboration and forms, and under feedback forms, I'll be getting what all forms that I've used, and I'll have to select it. Go to manage forms, and you will see that this is the form that is just published, which is of the type of feedback. So all the forms come in feedback forms, whether it is public, private, or feedback. That will be appearing in manage forms, and when I select on it, I'll be able to see the responses, and I can get a consolidated report, and I can get analysis. So which option and how much is the for what is the target and who has answered how much responses to what field. So that all responses will be available like this. So this is how you create form template, and then you use the same template as many times, and when you use it, it gives you an option to either make that form public, private, or feedback form. And then you can see manage forms will show you all the forms, whether it is public, private, or feedback. Once you close the form, it will no longer be available to the user. And then you can, forms means the forms that are applicable to you. So all the forms that are applicable to me are coming here. I can submit the responses because this was a public form, so it is also applicable to admin, so it is showing here. And the last option is feedback forms, where you will get feedback forms that are applicable to you. So in case there's a feedback that I have to give as an admin to someone, that form will be appearing here. And then we have forms where public forms are visible. So all the public forms will be coming in forms list. So this is the form builder plugin in Fedena.